All right. If you are looking for a deal, your first multifamily deal, if you're looking for a deal, your second, third, fourth, 10th acquisition, you're struggling to find a deal, or you just need some new and refreshing tips to find a new deal, today's episode is for you. Hey, Small Axe community, it's your boy Nico. This show is dedicated to helping you use your small axe to build a personal empire. So, on this show, I'm going to share some real, raw, behind the scenes info that's going to help you build your own multifamily portfolio. So, if you enjoy this show, I would love it if you could share it with somebody that you think could get value from it and write a review. It's the only way that we can grow this thing. Now, let's get to work. Let's jump into this episode and start sharpening those axes. All right, guys, today's just me again, and I love these talks. I finally feel confident enough, that I have the skills to teach you and share with you my knowledge, my experience. And today we're going to be talking about hunting. Who are my hunters out there? I'm a hunter, deal finders. Let's go find something today. My first point or my first tip for being a deal finder or hunter is you got to love it. You have to love the hunt. You got to love the search. You cannot get discouraged. Well, you can get discouraged, but you can't let that stop you. Okay. For those of you who are true deal finders, deal hunters, you are always looking. And that slight excitement, that slight little edge of maybe the possibility of getting a deal out of 1,000 deals keeps us going. And if that's you, continue listening, please, because this is where we're going to find a deal. I'm going to assume that you have already chosen a market. You may not have a market, but if you have not chosen a market, you need to do so right now. Narrow down your search, whether you're a seasoned veteran or you're brand new, okay? You need to solidify a market. Yeah, you might eventually be looking at multiple markets, but right now, today, I want you to pick one single market to focus on. This is going to help narrow down our search, help us pinpoint a deal today. So, when you're looking for a market, a quick recap, make sure it has good population growth, make sure there is income growth, make sure there is job diversity, then do some other research looking at places like CoStar to find out what the average delinquency is, what the average occupancy or vacancy is. And you can even find on CoStar what the average cost for per unit is for different items like maintenance or repairs, like utilities, like all the expenses that you're going to see. So try to find, and if you're not already knowledgeable in the market, obviously, try to find that out, get that information, use it as a kind of a rule of thumb or a beginner's guideline when you're underwriting your deal. Now, so you have your market. Now we're going to do a search. Where do we search? How the heck are we going to find a deal? So the traditional means of finding a deal are like people jump on the MLS, and the MLS is really not for multifamily, but you can probably find some things if you're going to do a little search there. You could search the MLS. If you have a real estate license, maybe, or someone you know that has a real estate license, you can search the MLS. Yeah, that's one method, but I typically go on. Here's another, I guess, considered crappy means or website, or I don't know, what your company for finding for finding deals, LoopNet. So there are going to be a lot of multifamily deals on LoopNet. You can find them. You can, search the specific market that you're in. You can remove the boundary on that map, and you can set in your criteria for like size. You can put in square foot size or like bathroom size, and you can search LoopNet. It's been said, and this is the way that LoopNet is known as. LoopNet is known as where deals go to die. So if a deal doesn't get sold through brokers and or Crexi or another website that hosts multifamily listings, it goes to LoopNet, and it can sit on LoopNet for hundreds of days. And if that's the case, it could be a great opportunity to buy something. I have personally never found anything on LoopNet, but I've gotten close, and I know people that have closed some really good deals on LoopNet. So do not discredit LoopNet. Do not keep that out of your target. Keep LoopNet on your radar and continue to look at LoopNet frequently for a deal. I also subscribe to Crexi, which has a lot of multifamily listings. And I also have a ton of broker relations. And I also have off-market relations, which I'm going to share in a second. But I want to first back up for a second. And I want to talk briefly about the importance of solidifying, narrowing down, and identifying your specific deal criteria. This is extremely important because this will help you eradicate the noise. It is very important to narrow your focus. Just like we narrowed our market down, you can't be looking at 10 different markets and be successful because there are killers in each market that is going to get the best deals. So if you're spread out looking at 10 different markets, you're looking at a deal that 1,000 people already looked at, bid on, passed over, know the nuances of, and you're number 1,000 in line. You cannot be a killer, a hunter, if you are number 1,000 in line. So back to this basic point, solidify your market. Now solidify your deal criteria. What are you looking for? You can narrow it down a few ways. Are you looking for something that has a certain price point? That's an excellent way to start. I like to say I look at things that are 5 million and below. Why? Because I'm probably going to have to come up with around a $2 to $3 million capital raise for something like that, and that's probably my limit right now. And try to figure out your limit. What if your limit is $500,000? Then double that amount, and maybe you're looking for $1 million property, depending on the down payment. Okay, so also here's a little tip for you. Yeah, the down payment might be 30%. But if you're syndicating, there's going to be an acquisition fee. Add that on. There's going to be closing costs of about 3.5%. Then there's going to be CapEx money that you're needing to put down. So all of this adds to the down payment. So yes, $1 million property, you might say you just need $300,000 to close that, but that's not the case because there are closing costs, acquisition fees potentially, and CapEx money that you need to bring to the table. So I like to say about 50% of the purchase price is what you're going to have to come down to the table with at the closing table. Now, years ago, you could have gotten away with a 20% down payment with a bank. That's really not the case anymore. So you're typically looking at 35, 40, 45% down payment. Okay. And then plus on top of that, your closing costs, 3.5%, your acquisition fee, and your CapEx budget. Okay, so you have to factor all that in. Figure you're going to be about 50% of the purchase price as your down payment. So right now, you have a market solidified, you have your deal criteria solidified. You know that you're going to spend $1 million, so you can bring $500,000 down to the table. Now you're looking at things that cost $1 million, and depending on your market, that could be anywhere from 2 to 15 units. Okay, so just get that in your brain. Then narrow your criteria down more. For example, me, I look for 1970s or newer. Probably nowadays, I'm looking for 80s and newer. I look for concrete block build or concrete construction. I look for pitched roofs. I look for no flood zone. I prefer 2-bed apartments. However, I will consider a mix of 2 and 1-bed apartments. And I've also purchased 1-bed apartments. So it's just a starting point, but this will help you narrow your focus down and help you eradicate or eliminate the noise. Solidify your deal criteria, solidify your market. What are you looking to purchase? Be very clear on it so you can delete, eradicate, and get rid of the noise. Now is the time, if you have not done so already. And guys, I'm going to speak to brand new investors and the inexperienced operators as well. So stay tuned. Here we go. Now you have to build relationships. You need to talk to every single broker in that market. Find out who the brokers are by going on Crexi. Find out the firms that are in that market by doing Google searches. Reach out to every single firm that you can find, not only the big ones, the Marcus and Millichap, the JLLs, the Franklin Streets, not only those, you have to also look at the smaller firms. Like I have in my wheelhouse, the multifamily firm, and I look at the Triton CRE in my market. So I found them by Google searching and by networking for years. You can find them as well. Get as many broker relationships as possible. Make sure you're on every list as possible. Subscribe to Crexi, subscribe to LoopNet for alerts, and whatever else you can find. Okay, now go on Facebook, go to different Facebook groups in your particular market, search for real estate Facebook groups in your market. Make sure there are commercial real estate groups. Make sure they are commercial multifamily or whatever you're looking for. If it's RV parks, mobile homes, whatever it is, just make sure it is deal specific, criteria specific, and start networking with people, putting it out there on Facebook posts, in groups, saying, I am looking for X, Y, and Z. Reach out to me, start having conversations with people. Now, you have to go direct to seller as well, a lot of times. And this means cold calling. If you don't have a cold calling system, you can hire somebody to do it for you. I have people that can connect you with a cold calling system. My buddy Justin Warziniak, he's got an excellent direct to seller system that you can purchase, and you can actually pay somebody to do all the work for you. But you have to follow up. So, for example, we have somebody, I'm working with Thomas Aiellis right now, Cipriano, and my buddy Emeka. We're all working together, looking at deals with a cold caller. So, cold caller is just reaching out. We provided a list for this person in our market with deal specific criteria, and they're calling every single day. And we might get one hit a week, which is okay. And these sellers that we speak to are typically unrealistic, but it's okay. You got to be involved and you got to maintain those relationships and conversations. Okay. And over time, somebody may consider selling to you. So we have to cast a wide net when we're looking for deals. If you are a true hunter, true deal finder, you have to cast a wide net. That means going direct to seller like I am. That means building direct relationships with brokers. You have to be always talking to brokers. They have the deals. They're doing all the cold calling as well. Why not speak to them? They might have, you might think that it's overpriced if it's listed. It might be, but they might have a seller that just needs to sell. Timing is crucial. So you always have to be involved. You also have to be involved in Facebook groups. You also have to be involved in networking groups. You also have to subscribe to Craxi, to LoopNet, and any other multifamily firm that you can find. You have to be involved and go to networking groups, join multifamily networking communities, and jump on and hop on their meetups. I host a meetup, and many people have partnered up from my meetup. You can do the same and found deals. Some people share deals on meetups. Listen carefully, be tuned in, be dialed in all the time. Now, let's get back to it. So we're in our market, we're searching for deals. We have cold callers, we have brokers, we have all these people that are providing us with deal flow. We have narrowed down our focus so we can eliminate the noise. We have narrowed down our market and our deal criteria. We can eliminate the noise, and we are getting more close to finding a property that works for us. And it could take 100 deals to look at and analyze in detail before you find one that works. Out of about 100, I will offer on, let's say, 10. Out of those 10, I might get one offer accepted, and I might not. Sometimes you have to underwrite or analyze 120 deals, but you'll get one. So stay in the game, stay active, communicate with brokers, share your ideas of why a deal works or doesn't work for you. Don't be afraid to share your opinion. Never be rude. Always keep and maintain an open and positive attitude by saying things like, I really like this deal because of X, Y, and Z, but it's not going to work for me because of X, Y, and Z. Share your opinion. The brokers over time will get to know what you look for, what works for you, what does not work for you, and may just have a specific deal. You have to think of brokers as the number one way to get a deal. And if you're thinking about brokers and consistently speaking with brokers, they are going to, you think about it from their perspective. They're always looking for deals to sell. So they're always looking for buyers. Are you their buyer? Make sure you are the person that is a broker's buyer. You want to be the go-to person, and you can be. Just continually talk with brokers, share your opinion and your ideas and values. Now, if you have zero credibility, you've never closed a deal at all, partner up with somebody. Share that you have experience and you have closed a deal because your partner has closed a deal. It's okay. Brokers will take that as credibility. I had to do the same. I created a one pager, which I can share with you very easily if you just email me, reach out to me, call me, text me. Actually, that's the best way to do it. 516 660-6912. I created a number of templates on Canva, which I could just text you, okay, share with you, and you can edit it yourself. That will show that you have credibility. It's a broker credibility one pager. And if I'm meeting new brokers at this point, I just send a brief email saying, hey, I have 70 units in Lakeland. I'm looking for more deals. But if you don't have that, you can share a one pager. Say, hey, my name is X, Y, and Z. I would love to build a relationship with you, a long lasting relationship with you for the next 10, 20 years. Here's my deal criteria. Here's what I'm looking for. And here's what I can accomplish with my team, because you have no credibility, but your team does. Your team has closed a lot of deals. Just, and I know a lot of people that would be more than willing, including myself, to have their face on your one pager, their credibility on your one pager. Why? Because we're a community of people that help each other. Okay. So now let's get back to it. You have narrowed down your market. You have narrowed down your deal criteria. You have spoken and reached out, casted the widest net possible, and will continue to do, right? It's not done, because there's always new brokers coming up. There's always more outreach to do. You're always looking, always searching, always hunting, always underwriting deals and putting in offers. You have to provide the feedback to the brokers or wherever you're getting the deals. I also like to look at wholesalers. You can find wholesalers online. I typically do a Facebook search for wholesalers, and I already know a few now that I speak with. And I was under contract with a wholesaler in the past. It just did not work out, but it could be an excellent way to find deals. Wholesalers and even residential brokers will have occasionally multifamily listings, and they don't necessarily know how they work, but you do how to close a multifamily deal. So it might be worth talking with and speaking with wholesalers. There are not many wholesalers for multifamily, but residential wholesalers and residential brokers do come across multifamily listings. So that's another area where you need to be doing your marketing with and networking with. There's a constant involved here, guys. The constant is you always have to be talking to and communicating with a broker. If you're the person that is looking at every single listing that comes up on Crexi and LoopNet, but never speaking with a broker, and you've been doing this for 5 years and you only talk with a broker a couple of times, you are out of the game. No broker will choose you. Why would they possibly choose you? You're a brand new investor, a brand new buyer. They need surety of close. A seller and a broker needs surety that you can close. How do you provide that surety? You may have never closed a deal. It's okay. You constantly communicate. For years, it took me 3 years to get my first deal. And the broker told me he chose me because I was constantly speaking with him. I told him, and he said this specifically when they took me out to dinner here in New York City. They flew up here after we closed. They took me out to dinner. He said, I chose you, Nico, because of this. You said to me, quote unquote, I can't wait till the day that I do a deal with you. I said that to him in an email, and he remembered it. It was 3 years to the day, essentially, that I closed a deal when I was looking at deals down in Tampa. 3 years it took me. Don't give up. We're hunters. We search. This is what we're out there for. Okay. We're casting a wide net. We're looking at a bunch of deals. We're communicating with brokers. We're consistently adding to our network, our Rolodex. I can share my Rolodex with you guys. It's growing every single day. I just keep adding people. And from time to time, I will reach back out to brokers, typically every couple of weeks. And it might be the same brokers or different brokers saying, hey, what do you got coming up? I'm still interested. I'm still active. I'm still looking at deals. I just closed something in April. I was close on this one deal. It's simple conversations. Hey, I really love this deal that you put out because of this. I love that it's a concrete block construction. I love the location. I love that it's got brand new roofs. What I don't like is that it just doesn't have enough parking. I wish it had this. And then maybe there's a workaround. I would love to tour this. Okay, let's tour it. I'll schedule a tour with my partner. He'll go check it out. Oh, we really like this part, but we didn't like this. Oh, it's a bit too expensive for us. We need to hit this metric, but we really love the deal and we really appreciate you showing it to us. Okay. Always be appreciative, always be open and receptive. Okay. So let's see if we can wrap this up. How are you going to find a deal today? You might not. But to up your chances, up your possibility, cast the widest net possible. You're going to sign up for the mailing list of every single broker. It could be residential as well. Just remember to filter out all the noise. If you see a deal that might be just a shiny object, get rid of it. If you're looking at multifamily, 10 units or $5 million purchase, get rid of everything else. If you find something that is, for example, way overpriced at a 2-unit, get rid of it. Narrow down your focus. If it is outside of the market that you have chosen, get rid of it. Make sure that you're speaking to every single broker constantly. Make sure that you're on Facebook groups. Make sure you're on LoopNet, Crexi. Make sure you're working with wholesalers, sharing your deal criteria, providing feedback. Make sure you're joining meetup groups, talking with people. Make sure you have credibility from yourself or a friend or a potential partner. You don't have to partner with them. Okay? Just use them as credibility. It's acceptable. Make sure that you are looking at everything and providing that feedback. It is extremely important. Tour deals. If you're not in the market, you need to get a boots on the ground partner. I can help you. It's very easy to find a boots on the ground partner. You might cycle through a few until you find one that works for you, but you need a boots on the ground partner. Another tip, have that boots on the ground partner or yourself drive for dollars. That means drive around your market, find a deal that you would like to buy based on your particular criteria, find the owner of that property and reach out. Make sure you're talking with you have a cold caller, yourself or somebody that you pay to cold call. And if you can't afford it, just do it yourself or stick with the broker route. It's acceptable. Make sure you're open to partnerships. As you're meeting people and networking and in meetup and workshops, you might meet somebody that has a deal that fits your criteria. Partner with them if the partnership is good. Actually, back up on that. Don't partner with just anybody. Partner with somebody that you have been speaking with, communicating with, and hung out with a number of times. You are very familiar with their values, with what kind of a person they are, what their goals are, etc. That's extremely important. You have to mesh. The partnerships here in multifamily are just like marriages. You're going to be in it for a long time. Make sure it's a good partnership. So underwrite 100 deals today if you want to get one today. Go out there, find 100 deals. Make sure you have 100 deals to look at. Underwrite them today. If you want help underwriting those deals, reach out to me. You could text or email me 516-660-6912 or nico.salgado456@gmail.com, and I will help you. I have a broker one-pager that I can share with you very easily through Canva. You can edit it and keep it yourself. You can use me as credibility if you're in the Florida market. If you're in a different market, I will give you somebody to use for credibility. Totally acceptable. And make sure you're reaching out to people. So if you want a deal today, underwrite 100 deals today. You're going to be stacked. Get that coffee, get that caffeine, get Celsius, whatever you need. Get stacked, get to work, get a deal today. Love you. All right, and that's a wrap, Small Axe community. So I wanted to take a minute to say thank you so much for listening to the show. And if you liked it or got any value from it, it would really mean the world to me if you would share it with someone else and write a review. Remember, guys, keep sharpening those axes. Let's get out there. Let's crush it. Love you guys.